Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share weekly home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. This week, we have a follow-up interview with Concrete Countertop Solutions. Dario, how you doing?
I'm great, JC. Good to be back.
We received some questions about concrete countertops after we spoke last time. One question a couple listeners had was, how does a concrete countertop compare to other material for durability?
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy to elaborate on that further. I mean, when we talk about durability, there's kind of a lot of factors there. You know, often people want to know about things like staining or maintenance, what's required. So we can delve into that a bit further. I mean, concrete is a solid surface countertop similar to natural stone like, granite or marble. It's, of course, man-made or manufactured, but still is, considered a solid surface top. It is also porous like many natural stones. Anybody who's ever worked with marble or soapstone, some of the softer ones especially, they understand the porosity of it. So it does need to be sealed. That sealer has is a big component to this because there's hundreds of different sealers on the market. There's a lot of really good ones. There's some bad ones, but it's really not a question of good or bad sealer. It's just there's no one size fits all solution really. So you really need to be picking the one that's best for your project, whether that's factors like it being indoor versus outdoor, factors like it being polished concrete versus textured concrete, or just the overall appearance you're looking for. You can get a glossy sealer, or a satin, or a matte. So there's definitely some decision making that goes into that process, and that's something that our company loves to help out with. We will certainly try and guide people to the best solution for their project.
If I just finished putting in a concrete countertop, are there some basic guidelines for picking a sealer?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you want to think about is going to be the appearance of the sealer, right? Because obviously you want something that the aesthetic is pleasing to you, what you're going for, whether that be glossy or matte or somewhere in between. So that's the first thing to know or think about. The next is going to be components of the sealer itself. There's penetrating sealers, there's topical sealers, hybrid, and picking one that's best for you, whether you're looking for the greatest kind of bulletproof protection, or you want something more natural that looks and feels like the concrete and maybe patina over time as well. There's options, for both of those routes too.
If I wanted a long-lasting sealer that I don't have to reapply often, what would I be looking for?
You'd be looking for something that's topical, or a big coating, what we call a high-performance coating. And those are usually polyurethanes, some sort of water-based polyurethane, or epoxy is a popular resin of choice as well. Epoxies are typically, they build thicker, like a polyurethane is very, very thin coating. Epoxy can build thicker, you can get them really glossy, but those sealers, because they do basically encapsulate or form a coating over the concrete, they last a long time, and the maintenance is generally less on them than, say, something like a penetrating sealer.
What are the advantages of a penetrating sealer?
The look and feel. I mean, some people install concrete because they want that organic look, that texture, kind of that warmth. When you're putting a coating over the concrete, you still have the look of concrete, but the feel is what the sealer is. It's the resin, basically the plastic component of the sealer. If you're doing something like a penetrating sealer, you can still have that look and feel of the concrete very present. And they will protect the concrete as well, but because they're more absorbed in and kind of living just at or underneath the surface, they'll wear quicker too. Typically, you would reapply them every maybe 2 or 3 years. It just depends on how high traffic the area is and what kind of wear and tear you see. But they're generally easy. It's not like I'm talking about this really difficult, lengthy process. When we're talking about resealing, we're typically talking about taking sealer, putting it on a rag or using a roller and just rubbing it on or recoating the surface. It could be done in a matter of probably 20 minutes and you're probably back up and running within a few hours. So
Is a penetrating sealer easier to apply?
Yeah, mostly penetrating sealers are one component. So it's just one bottle, you just put it on and you work it into the concrete, whether that's rubbing it in or rolling it in, back rolling it. It depends on the sealer that applicate, what the application process will look like. Most of the high performance coatings, at least the ones we sell, are two component, meaning you have a resin and a hardener. So they need to be combined, mixed together, and then applied.
Besides sealing the countertop, are there any other routines or maintenance that's necessary?
That's the big one. As long as you have a well-sealed countertop, it is going to last and perform like you would expect it. Anything else, they're pretty low maintenance. You can use most household cleaning products on any sealer that's really made for a concrete countertop. I tell people typically steer away from abrasive cleaners. So, those magic erasers, yes, they're great to take crayons off of walls, but they're actually abrasive. They're doing a light sanding. So
interesting.
If you use something like that on a countertop sealer, it's not so much that it's going to scratch, but it will dull the finish for sure.
If you're putting in a concrete countertop for the first time and you don't like the way it turned out, are you able to resurface or repair the finish?
For sure. That's one of the nicest things about concrete is you're never stuck. There's always things that can be done. I will say this, if you're not super confident doing it's an involved DIY project. Make some test piece. We always tell people, order a little extra, warm up a little 2x2 square, make an end table. Because every time you do it, there's a learning curve. You're going to learn, but you'll also become more confident with the process, understanding things like timing, when to trowel, and, when you're floating. And that practice will definitely go a long way to your actual top. After you do your top, there's always going to be minor imperfections. That's the nature of concrete. That's one of the things people like about it. It's not perfect. If you want something that's 100% perfect, 100% smooth, get granite.
Right.
But, that's one of the kind of beautiful things of concrete. But going back to your original question, yes, there's still things that can be done. You can always stain concrete to change the color of it after it's installed. You can polish it, so you can get on it with a diamond polishing pads. You can grind that super duper smooth and get it glossy like granite. You can resurface it. There's products, micro toppings or overlays that you can put on, paper thin essentially. So yeah, you're never really stuck with what you have if it doesn't come out perfect.
A couple listeners ask, if you have an existing concrete countertop and you don't like the look of it, would it be easier just to remove it or refinish it?
It could definitely be removed. It would usually be broken up into pieces and taken out, similar to, how you might remove large stone countertops. But with concrete, you always have that option to just redo it. You can resurface it like we discussed previously with overlays. You can use epoxy. Epoxy has become a super popular solution for countertops. And when I say epoxy, I'm talking about a resin. It's clear, but you can color that. You can add pigment to it. You can add metallic powder to it. And you can do really cool faux stone finishes. On our website, actually, we have a video showing how to make faux marble and faux soapstone. So without tearing that out, you have a really brand new, nice looking countertop. And that's true with whether it's Formica or something else that you hate, you can put epoxy over it or an overlay too.
If you're covering your concrete countertop with an epoxy finish, do you need to prime the surface?
Yeah, we'll do what we would call a primer coat. It's just the epoxy itself. We'll just roll on a thin coat of it. The main reason for that is color. If you're trying to cover the color of the concrete, if you just go right to your flood coat, sometimes if that epoxy gets thin, especially where it's rolling over the edges or getting near the edges, you're going to see what's underneath. So by rolling on a thin primer coat with a base pigment in it, it's essentially like priming a wall when you want to change the color of a wall. You know what I mean? So we will advise doing that primer coat, but it's not a special primer product. It's just the epoxy itself.
With your products, you have forms that set on top of the cabinets, then you pour concrete into the forms, right?
That's correct, yes. Our countertop forms, that's how we got started. That is our bread and butter. That's one of the coolest things about our solution is the ability to cast the concrete right in place on top of your cabinets. So you're not dealing with moving these giant slabs of concrete. You're also not dealing with templating and putting it in and then finding out it doesn't fit. And it also takes out the seams. You precast stuff, order stone countertops, they're going to come in and they're going to figure out how can we section this off to look good but still have manageable slabs that we can transport. If you're using our forms and casting in place, you're not dealing with any of that. You can pour one massive countertop.
How many options are there with your forms?
I assume you're talking about like the edge profile there.
Yes.
Yeah, so similar to if you were getting stone countertops, you have a bunch of different options for how you want those edges routed or mitered. With our forms, we have several different shapes or edge profiles. I think there's like 9 different smooth ones, and then we also have form liners, which are rubber, they're polyurethane liners that you can put inside of our form to create textured edges as well. So you can create that live rock edge that people like, or we have wood grain textures, stuff of that nature.
If I want an L-shaped countertop or have a long length, are there any restrictions with your forms?
Yeah, the forms are just sold in 8-foot pieces, so they're all one length, one size, and then they're mitered to fit in the place. So if you have an L shape, you have an inside corner, you have to miter the 2 forms, put them together. If you have a run longer than 8 feet, you just bump the 2 forms together. So you can get any length or shape really you're looking for.
How do you remove the forms?
They have a breakaway design. What you do is you screw them down. So you put cement board on top of your cabinets, and then you screw the form into that. You pour your concrete, and then you actually grab the front of the form, and it snaps off, and you don't see any portion that's left behind. The only part that's left behind is buried in the concrete. That's something unique to our forms. Other ways of forming in place, like if you were going to build your own forms out of lumber, you would have to screw into the front of the cabinet to fasten that form to the cabinet.
What's an overview of the steps for using your products?
The first thing you should do is go to our website and go to our instructional videos and give them a watch, because that's going to show you the process start to finish. So after seeing it and seeing what's involved, I think most people have a pretty good handle on if it's something they can do or not. I will say this, the largest part of our market, the largest segment we sell to is the do-it-yourselfer, the homeowner. We sell to contractors and we sell through distribution, but the passionate DIYer, they're the people who really love this product. So it is definitely achievable for your DIYer. But I don't want to sit here and tell you, oh, it's so easy, anybody can do it. I don't want to set people up for failure. So I tell them to watch our videos and see what they think. We're here for support. We're here for help. They can ask us any questions. We get back quickly. They can call us, get a live person on the phone who really knows what they're talking about and help walk them through stuff. So it's not like you're just buying stuff and then we're throwing you to the wolves. We're here to help you through it. We obviously, anybody who buys stuff from us, we want their projects to come out as good as possible, because then they're happy, they talk about us, they post pictures online, and that helps sell the product as well. So, once somebody does become a customer, we certainly make sure we take care of them. Once you watch the videos and you think it's something you can pull off, but you're still not too sure, well, don't spend all the money to buy everything you need. Buy a bag of our concrete or a bag of our admix and do a little test. Just build a little form, a 2x2 out of lumber, and mix up a bag of concrete, pour it in there, and finish it. See what you come up with. Maybe you want to color it, play around with stains. We have little sample bottles of stain, and see what you can achieve. If you start along that process and say, well, this didn't come out good, but I learned a lot from it, and maybe you want to give us a call, see how we can improve it, and try it again. So, a lot of people go that route. It certainly costs less, a more cost-effective option to getting a solid surface countertop. So that is a big turn on, and a lot of people just like to do things themselves.
You could also do a small project like a bathroom countertop to practice.
Yeah, some people start, they do vanities, they do laundry rooms. or even outdoor. Maybe you're not doing a full outdoor kitchen, but you want a coffee table that you can use outside. That's a good way to start too.
Dario, if we wanted to learn more about your products, where would we go?
Our website is concretecountertopsolutions.com. Z Counterform, that's our brand for our countertop products. That's the letter Z and then Counterform, and we'll pop up right there too. So,
all right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you, Dario.
Of course. Yeah, I'm happy to talk.
That was a great interview. Let's wrap this up.
You can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can download our ebooks, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, books 1 through 16 on Amazon.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating and review.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow Cindy on Twitter @FixitCohost, and you can follow us on Instagram, Fixit Home Improvement.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.